I have been thinking a lot about creativity and perception. I have been working with artists for 30 years, and I noticed that um, the best artists don't perceive when they create because you know, perception is stealing the room. When you create, you only perceive what you create, and you only perceive it as you create it. You don't see what you create before you create it. To create is to create out of nothing. That's why great artists are more like channels. They are channeling. They don't create out of consciousness, because consciousness is the domain of the ego, and when you create consciously, you don't create, you make. Mozart, when he wrote music, he only saw the music as he wrote it. And this is the reason why it's so difficult to be creative, because everyone wants to know what they do before they do it. They tend to think about what they are going to do, but they end up doing things that they didn't think of. You know things on emotional level before you know it on an intellectual level, and you know things on the spiritual level before you know it on an emotional level. You basically don't know, but you know that you are connected to spirit, and you ask spirit for guidance, and spirit guides you. And this is the only way to know. So before you created, you can't perceive what you created, because there is nothing to perceive. But after you have created, you have to perceive what you created, because what you have created lives its own life. The definition of something created is that it's alive, and that means that it's living its own life, and you can't control it. So you end up having to perceive what you created. I thought that perception was not necessary. I thought that I could live with just creating, because I have been watching artists, and I noticed that they have to focus on creating. And some of these artists, they focus so much on creating that they don't perceive much. And this is, I have seen it over and over again, that artists that don't perceive what they do and perceive their lives, they are likely to ruin their lives because they don't understand it, because they don't take time to perceive and understand. They don't even observe what is going on in their lives because they are too obsessed with creating, because it's so difficult to create that they have to prioritize creating. And the reason I'm getting old, and the reason why I have not succeeded yet is because I have been obsessed with understanding. And I now know that after creating, you have to perceive what you created. It's very important. But you can't use consciousness when you create. You can use experience, but experience is not conscious. Though you consciously experienced life, the experience is it's the experience that you have is um, it's it's more on a practical level. It's like a musician. When a musician plays, he doesn't run the music or the playing through his consciousness, because the consciousness is not capable of processing what he's doing with his fingers. A good musician is playing from experience, and if he had to play from consciousness, he would not be able to play fast.